All right. So this guy, he made a God of War remake. The intro from God of War, the original God of War, before GTA 6 even came out. Okay, so we didn't get a full-fledged remake of God of War, but we did get a form of a remake of God of War again before fucking GTA 6. Let's go ahead and watch this shit.
I have waited enough for the original God of War to get a remake, but all we get is just a remaster. It seems like Sony doesn't even care.
Yeah, Sony doesn't give a fuck.
Or at least I'm gonna try. I started with a base mesh. I sculpted his head to look more like Kratos, and here we have Kratos, who's on drugs. I sculpted his body, gave him some muscle, drew some veins and details here and there. After adding all the body details,
gave him the abs. Gotta give him the abs.
And of course, we can't forget about the detail. Then I drew the iconic red tattoo on his body. In the original God of War, Kratos had this extra tattoo on his left arm, which is removed later on in the sequel game. But I wanted to be faithful to the original design as much as possible. So I don't understand that.
Why would they remove that in the sequel?
Oh, but he's still naked.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
A bunch of different techniques. I used the class.
Whoa! Buddy! What the fuck?
But he's still naked.
Why?
Let's make him some clothes. For the clothes and accessories, I have used a bunch of different techniques. I used the cloth simulation to make the skirt, selected some faces, extruded them outward, wrapped some bandages and chains around his forearm. I modeled some sandals. Alright, I'm not gonna pretend that I know everything. To me, modeling is just about pushing and pulling.
What the fuck?
It's good enough. So,
alright.
Yeah. After I finished modeling the accessories, I
gave him the knee pads
and textured them as well. I even tried to paint the smaller details like the blood stains, the dirt, the stitches, and stuff
looks dope.
to make it more believable. Our model is now pretty much done.
Oh shit! Hold on! Wait! Whoa! Whoa! Oh damn! Okay, there's the before and the after. All right, that looks fucking nice. You could tell already. Gave him a little bit more like a cleaner look. These little things on his feet look better. The wraps, more color, in the robe here, and even the chains. The chains look more like they're tattoos on his arms rather than actual chains on his arms. So that looks cool. I like the way he did that shit. So that's awesome.
But it doesn't move. You know, in order to make a character move in 3D, we have to utilize something called rigging.
Rigging!
I don't know what rigging is. You do. Alright, I'm gonna explain it anyway. Rigging is basically the part where you put some bones inside of your mesh so that you'd be able to move it. You can also customize the shapes of the bones to your liking.
I got
so
bones.
It's more manageable and less like your worst nightmare.
What the
For
fuck is
purpose,
that?
I'm gonna use the Blender Rigify add-on to make it easier. I also made the sandals wrinkle when bent. It's a small detail, but that would be cool since we'll have close-ups later on. Now Kratos is able to move. Let's
This nigga's twerking, bro.
For the skirt, I added a cloth simulation to make it move realistically, but I failed again, and again, and again, and again! I found this tutorial from Edin Spiegel, and it worked. But when Kratos turns around, it messes up again! Leave it alone. It's not gonna move a lot anyway. I was aiming for recreating the intro of God of War 1 when Kratos jumps down from the mountain, and that's about 10 shots. I'll start with the menu, where Kratos is standing in the middle of fire. I just add Kratos to the scene, download some fire footage from Artlist, remove the watermark. Well, this is my first video. Yeah, I mean, of course I'm broke like basically everyone on YouTube. I then dropped the
He removed the watermark. I did the same thing, bro.
I gave them a subtle animation to simulate a flickering.
I removed the watermarks on shit too, man.
Standing with his eyes closed, doing nothing, but I wanted to add more drama to it, so I animated Kratos as if he's remembering his past memories and feeling regret. Like, when we think about our ex, I remember how stupid we were.
Stop, bro. Why is his pants on backwards?
Looking so sick. I also thought it would be cool for his memories to show in the background, so I decided to use some of the original.
This nigga's pants are on backwards.
The flames in After Effects. After adding the God of War title, the text, and the buttons, our first shot is pretty much done.
Oh damn, he
used
like the real text too.
The cliff shots. Yeah, I grew a beard. It was a very long project. I
didn't even notice this nigga didn't have a beard.
From Sketchfab, but I couldn't find anything close to the Greek structure behind Kratos, so I've got an idea. I opened the game on my PC, played a little bit, and then went to the stage where you can see the statues. I extracted the 3D models and imported them into Blender. I added more resolution, sculpted some details, and modeled the new shield, because the first one sucked. I have watched the original models closely and tried to replicate the details as close as possible to the original models of the game. I then dropped them into Substance Painter for some texturing. I started with painting the smaller details on the models because it's much faster and easier than sculpting them in 3D. After I finished detailing the statue, I gave it a rocky material with some dirt, and then painted some golden parts here and there. I then did this
really gave it some detail. God, that looks phenomenal, man.
Some patterns, cracks, dirt, imperfections, painting some gold, changed some colors to add more variation, and we're done! I know! Genius, right? I deserve an Oscar for this. Now it's time to make this.
Yeah, give the man his flowers.
Then I put the
Seriously.
rock scans and the models I created into the scene. This part was really a big deal for me since I never made an exterior environment before, so everything from the mountains to the 3D assembling was a learning curve. I watched countless tutorials including Martin Kluckner's environment course, and I searched through tons of reference images to capture the right mood. Since I was working on a budget, I had to rely on free resources for skies. I even used AI to generate references. It was a lot of experimenting and trial and error, but seeing it all come together made it worth it. Wait, it looks like shit! I mean, everything is flat and boring. Oh, I know how to fix it. With lighting. I masked some clouds, added them into the scene, added some gradients between the mountains to
He said it looked like shit. Better than I could have ever done. Fuck out of here, bro.
Lighting. I start with adding an HDRI image, and wow, it
shit
already
look
looks
nice.
amazing. To make it more
Damn, look
interesting,
at
I
that, dude.
the clouds further. I added more lights to the scene to make the details pop even more. I even added some fog with a subtle animation to make it move slightly. Now it looks less like shit, which is good enough. By the way, this massive environment
looks better than shit.
Planes floating around outside the camera view, and that is the first rule of VFX. As long as no one notices, you never fail. To me, Kratos' eyes were too lifeless, so I added two small point lights in front of his eyes to make him look more tearful, and it looks amazing if you ask me. We certainly don't want Kratos to stand like Kate Winslet in the movie Titanic.
Fucking hilarious.
I spent about 6 hours animating these few seconds. I really hate keyframe animating. I also added some wind to make the curse move. If
This
you pay attention,
motherfucker, bro.
two crows flying around in the scene in the original game. For that, I found this model in Sketchfab, which was free by the way. I imported it into Blender, and it looks like a bird who's trying to bully you for some reason.
Subscribe!
Oh, you heard that? Subscribe.
Made them follow a path.
He said
I
it.
wanted the burst to
Subscribe to the channel.
and cause the camera to wiggle a little because I think it will make it much cooler that way. And with that, the second shot is finished. In the original, the transition from the menu to the game is quite simple. The fire just fades out. But for my remake, I wanted to add more depth to the moment. So instead of fire just disappearing, I created this mask to make it slowly extinguish, as if the flames being sniffed out, leaving only embers raising.
Oh, that's better.
The rest of the shots were much
That looks
easier.
fucking
For this
great.
shot where Kratos is looking down the abyss, I just changed the camera position. The rock under his feet didn't have much detail, so I scattered a bunch of smaller rocks on the surface to make it more interesting. And with that, our third shot is finished. For this shot where Kratos
I like how that all
change the
blends.
camera position again.
He just
And
put all that
to
shit
these
together and
guys,
just blends in.
Please help. In the original scene, you can see those pebbles fall after Kratos lifts his heel. So I added some small rocks and pushed them forward using an invisible box. And with that, our fourth shot is done. For the shots where Kratos is falling, I had very cool ideas by using AI. Well, not exactly, it's not AI, those are called modifiers. You pose your character into the desired position, select the body parts that you want them to move, and then add a noise modifier, and it's done. God, just imagine Kratos.
This nigga keeps putting him in weird positions, bro.
This is too strong. I have to lower the intensity. And there you go. For the rocks behind him, I didn't want to model a whole mountain and make Kratos fall from it. It'll take too much time and processing power. But I had some tricks under my sleeve. Instead, I added a cylinder, scaled it, used a displacement modifier on it, applied the rocky texture on it, and then made it rotate along the x-axis. I animated the fog to move upwards and gave the camera a shaking animation. And that's enough to sell the illusion of Kratos falling. Remember, as long as no one fails, it'll never notices. Wait, for the rest of the shots, it was basically the same.
As long as no one
Change the camera
fails,
position,
no
but for
one
the
will
close-up
notice.
shots, I made some subtle facial animations, as if Kratos closes his eyes and accepts his fate. I mean, it's barely noticeable, but I thought it would be a cool detail to have. And finally, the ocean. I dropped a plane, added the ocean modifier, made some water material, and then used the same rocks I used in this scene and scattered them all over the surface. And finally, added 3 levels of clouds, each of which is bigger than the previous one.
This
the
takes
fog
a lot of
gradually
fucking
disappears.
skill,
After that,
man.
The final shot is done. To enhance the quality even further, I dropped them into DaVinci Resolve for some color grading. For the mood of the game, I was actually looking for something dark and sad. I used this image as my reference. You know, color grading isn't just about making something look cool, it's about feeling. I wasn't just pushing sliders, I was trying to capture a mood. Kratos was depressed and disappointed, and I wanted the colors to reflect that. And after over 3 months of modeling, texturing, rigging, animating, rendering, post-processing, I'm sure you want to subscribe. Please? But first, enjoy the first look of the God of War remake.
Alright, here we go. Damn.
The gods of Olympus have abandoned me.
Look at the toes. It's like his toes are worn. It's got the red outline.
And Kratos cast himself from the highest mountain in all of Greece. After
Yeah, you
10
can't
years
even
of
tell
suffering,
he used like a
10
fucking
years of
cylinder
endless
and scaled
nightmares
it to look like a rock. That's insane.
would finally come to an end. Death.
It does capture it. You could tell it's rotating just like he showed. That's fucking awesome. Damn. All right, what is he gonna do for part 2? Holy fuck, man. Let's rewatch that.
The gods of Olympus have abandoned me.
This man's got one nipple. That's crazy, dude. Weathered ass toes, bro. Shit.
Now there is no hope.
And Kratos cast himself from the highest mountain in all of Greece. After 10 years
It's
of
fucking
suffering,
crazy. This
10
guy
years
is
of endless
nuts
nightmares,
for his first video. This is what he did. This shit looks this fucking good, bro.
death
Wow,
will
man.
be his escape from madness.
Wow. So this man's really gonna go do a second part. I wonder what he's gonna do for part 2. Wow, man. We really got a remake of fucking God of War before GTA 6. That's nuts. All right. And this man had to go ahead and do it because Sony refuses to do a remake of fucking God of War. They just wanted to do the goddamn reboot and shit like that. But all they wanted to give us are remasters. That's all they ever want to give us. They only want to give us remasters. They don't want to give us remakes they're like games that actually deserve remakes. Not games that come out 5, 6, 7 years ago. I'm talking games that come out 15 plus years ago. These are the games that need remasters and remakes. So this is actually pretty phenomenal, man. A lot of people need to see this, and hopefully Sony can see this and see that, this is really what people want. People want fucking remakes of these great fucking games. Okay? That's absolutely nuts, man. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I will link the original video in the bio below. So if you guys want to check it out, you can. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.